I can't hear you yet.
What's good? What's good?
Hey man, what's going on?
Good. What's up with you?
Not much. Just got done cleaning up.
Yeah, looks
Got
good.
the grass cut. Got the office cleaned up.
Already? You cut the lawn already?
You know me, man. I'm to bed early and then up to get after it. I see you got your medals back there. I only have one. You got about 20.
I don't think I'll be getting many this year, though, man.
What did they say about the Boston Marathon? I saw something on my Alexa this morning. They did?
Yeah, the first they postponed it to September, and then yesterday they said, forget it. Which, I mean, everybody saw it coming, so.
Yeah. I was going to do the half on April 25th, but then my sister's sister-in-law's wedding was that day, so I had to cancel that. But then her wedding got canceled, so she moved it back, and then she just had to postpone it till next year, so she can't even get married this year.
It sucks, dude.
Yeah. How many miles did you run this morning?
I did 16. We ran by Shelby. That was pretty good.
Shelby Bottoms, yeah.
Yeah, it's flat, shaded, but I have 7 more miles to do, and then I'm done with this stupid race, and then I'm just chilling for 3 weeks.
You just ran a half marathon this morning?
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, there's some people that do 40 miles a day. I don't know how the hell they do it, but they're legit. Those ultra guys are just different breeds of people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you're young. You're 24, so you can do that all day long. Me, I've got to space some days out in between some running, the old man trot. But yeah, man, I want to make the best of your time this morning. So I guess we can jump right in and just kind of if you got an agenda, some questions, if you have them or you want to send them over to me, I can kind of address them as we go.
Yeah. So I listed a few things out. So what we spoke about last night is you're saying I need to create like a fan, whatever, business page, at my name, right? Not from my agency page. And then come up with copy and then run it as just a straight lead ad inside of Facebook. And then set up a Zap.
Right. So let's start with the end result. What are you trying to do ultimately?
I need appointments with vet owners.
Okay. So in the course, we have the sheets. So the copy is really easy because that's a DNA strand. All we're doing is using those sheets because we know we've diagnosed what the problem is, right? Current reality, desired reality, and your services in between there. Mm-hmm. And that's going to give you all you need for copy. So we don't have to think because it's already there. All we need to do is use a formula. So we have current situation, desired situation, and then in the middle, right? So that's the formula for your offer.
So you have current, desired, and then offer in the middle?
Right. So if you go back and look at module
4 or 5 or
module 1. No. Picking the niche in 4. It's level 1, module 4. There's 2 circles, arrow, and then your thing is in there. And so that's just a formula. Niche times offer equals result, right? That's the formula that is for what we do, digital marketing, social media marketing, right? That's our formula. So I like to keep things very simple. And then the next formula is for the copy, it's problem, agitate, solution. And it may not be exactly that, but I like to keep it just really simple. And so, you state the problem, you agitate it, and then you offer a solution with your copy.
So their problem is, 1, they don't understand marketing, or 2, they've done it before and they haven't had good results. They haven't been given dashboards showing conversions and true ROI.
Right. Well, see, and the thing about that is that makes sense for someone who thinks that way, but in advertising, those are the features, the benefits of those things are what they want, right? So what does a vet owner want?
Yeah, they want to see their true investment, actually come to fruition.
Right, but more than that, while they're in the business, right? They want more customers, right? They want, to grow. They want to help the community. All of these things are what they truly want, right? nobody wants, a drill, right?
Right.
They want a quarter-inch hole. So they use the drill to get the quarter-inch hole. So you have to think at the end product. So like for you, or for me, financial advisors and life insurance agents, they want consistency, they want predictability, and they want growth in their business. And the growth is to grow their own agency. They want to be the upline. Right. And their current situation is they're cold calling, networking, buying crappy leads, right? Getting told that they need to door knock them a little bit more. They need to cold call them a little bit more. They need to, call them within the first 5 minutes. It's crazy stuff, right? And so the accountability is all on them and not on the companies that they purchase. So what they want is a qualified lead source, something consistent, so that they can grow their business, as well as they can use that system to train people that they bring on. But first they have to have production. So for you, it's knowing what they truly desire. Everything comes from that, right?
Yeah, it's just like you kind of said it. It's like almost the same boat as you. It's being consistent, but then like acquiring consistent new pet owners every month.
Right. And so you find out who in the conversation, who their ideal pet owner client is, and then you just you stick Facebook on them, and with just the minimum targeting, it will work. And the amazing part about this is we don't understand the power of how it works, but we don't need to, because it's like the online mother nature, right? It just works. It's like I keep things simple. It just does what it does, right? Storms come through, it rains, sun comes up, dew fall. Like, we don't control any of that. We try to predict it, but we still don't have control over that, right? And we succumb to those things, right? Rain, we stay at home. If there's a storm, we hunker down for shelter, but it just runs. And Facebook is the same way. We set initial conditions based off of who their ideal client is, and we give Facebook a little bit of the information for that, and just let it. After 2 days, they'll show up. But
so are you talking about the end of like new business ads or ads for clients?
Just not even ads, just the person that Facebook will show your ad to, because we have to take the technicals out. At the end of the day, it's people to people, right? So you're exchanging value with a person as a vet owner. The person who's the vet owner is exchanging value with another person who is a customer. So we have to boil it down to that. And when we talk about that, right, the needs of the person is that something may be wrong with something that they love, which is their dog. And people will spend unlimited amounts of money to make sure that their dog is healthy, right? And so that's a valuable exchange for a vet owner. And whatever that CTV is of that LTV is the most important factor for them thinking long term, which is if they provide a great service and have a happy customer, the lifetime value of a customer is really high. And then there's multiple services that go in there, right? It's like grooming stuff. There's a ton of things, but it all starts with what they want, what the desire is. What is the desire that they want, right? And where they are and what's stopping them from getting that. And then that's where you position yourself and how you can help them. And the only thing that you do is share with them results. So you don't have to sell, it's a consulting. So it's a softer thing. It's like, you want, 2 to 3 more new cases a month or something like that. Okay. Well, what do you think stopping you from doing that on your own? Well, I don't have enough time. I've hired a bunch of people that promised me a lot of things and weren't able to get me any results. Well, what would it be worth to you if you could actually, get some results from that, right? Yeah. You say, this would be everything. This would be everything. I could grow my business. I wouldn't have to work so much. I wouldn't have to take out a payroll loan. Okay. Well, how if you had to put a value on that, how much would that be? Great. Perfect. So it's probably $10,000 to $20,000 a month. Okay, great. Well, if you could add on an extra $25K per month, I can help you with that at $2,500 a month.
Yeah.
Would that be something you'd be open to talking to? And it's like really simple, right?
No brainer. Yeah.
It is, because the ROI is in there, but you have to go farther down the line on the ROI because they have to see.
Yeah, you got to paint that picture for them.
Yeah, but it's their picture because they're telling you. So it's their picture. So you have to. So really, all it is you just have to ask the right questions, and then from that, then that's where you derive your ad copy, right? So we're not creating and coming up with anything genius, right?
Wow.
We're giving people more of what they want.
Okay.
Right.
So I type out copy, and then you're saying just run it as a straight lead ad, right? And then when they fill it out, what would you do? Call them, email them?
Yeah, you just call them right up, right? But the reason why we're doing the lead ad first is because we don't want to go and build a bunch of things and the copy isn't resonating. And we're like, software is included in that and subscriptions, and we're doing all that stuff, and it's not working. And now we got to tinker, and now we have multiple things to try to troubleshoot, right?
Okay.
So what we did with Ian, the first thing we did was I started with doing the work for him, right? And I got him a bunch of turn-ins, and in the first month, I think he wrote 40. He got commission authorized $20,000 of premium, right? So he got a 10x ROI on his investment. So we knew that organically it worked, right? His brother just graduated from Loyola Law. I think he went to school to be an attorney and decided to go the financial route. He's got 2 uncles. So he thinks like what they want to do. And ultimately, they want to get their debt paid down, and they want to work for a big firm and then make partner. So with that being a desire, if you're worried about one thing, then you're not focused on your goal, which is the debt, which they focus on. So we just back down to talking about the student loans and things like that. And we started with the lead ad to see if we could get some results, because it's cheap to get leads online, right? Like we get them for like 24 cents a lead.
Jeez, for that industry?
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be that cheap for this. For the
well, you got to think though. You think it wouldn't be, but if your copy is great, then it will be, because that's where it starts. Everybody thinks it's the technicals. It's not. It's the human to human thing. When you can write a page in your niche's diary, nobody is typically on the same page with somebody that their interests and views are completely the opposite, right? So when interests are aligned, it's kind of like how we even connected. It was because you run, right? You out, I bumped into you then. That's kind of how we started. It was a mutual kind of thing. So if you're writing something about vet owners that is a story that they can listen in on about the problem that they had, right? They spent thousands of dollars on marketing and all these things to try to go to business, and none of it worked. And then one day, Karen decided to work with you, and here's some of the results she's been able to have. She's been able to do this, and that.
So you're telling the story
right. And so guess what that does? Subconsciously, they're listening to the story and they think that it's their idea. And then they put themselves in the story to say, wow, I want the same result that Karen has. And, if I use your service, then maybe I could get the same result, right? Well, I want to learn more. Clicks, they get you more clicks, which gets you more leads, which turns into more customers. And so then at that point, we know that the message works. And then we go to put it in through the funnel, because then you can pay to have an appointment, and then you can pay to acquire a customer. And then at the point that you know what your cost per acquisition is, it's just metrics. It's just, if it costs $500 to acquire a customer, you dump $2,000 into Facebook, and it spits out 4 customers at at $2,500. So you spent 2 to make 10.
Exactly.
Right? That's a 5x ROI.
Yeah, I was spending all.
But it starts with
finding out what copy works.
Right. And not even finding it out. It's just extracting it the desire is the most important piece, which is very simple to do, but it's also simple not to do because the tech is more exciting and it's fun to talk about that. Mm-hmm. But I tell you, it's in the words.
Okay.
And
do you test copy, or do you just get one long form copy and test pictures?
I model things that already work. And so I do a little bit of research. What'd you say?
You have a good example? I just checked your page. I was trying to check.
Yeah. So
who do you think is out there that's like?
So the first thing I would do is do some research, right? So if you're ever on Facebook, when you're scrolling, things that catch your attention, the things that you screenshot, right? And then in your phone, your iPhone, create a Facebook ad swipe file folder in your album for your phone. Mm-hmm. And so that gives you ideas, because if they're running it and it's on there and you keep seeing it, you know that it works, because if they're spending money on it, it obviously works. Then the next thing is to go to Facebook ad library and then type in things and kind of do some research, but you have to find it on Facebook first, so you can kind of use that. And I think that this guy named Fred Lamb, he created a video that I watched a couple of days ago, so I'll shoot you the YouTube video of that, and he has a whole in-depth process on how to spy on your competitors' ads. Okay. And then again, I do have a template to kind of look at, and it's really you just sharing a story. It's really simple because it's not salesy, right? And then
I have the one story and have the picture, so I could be like, talk about the story with AIM. Like, she tried a bunch of things, wasn't working, no consistent leads coming in, no tracking, and she partnered with us and she got her dashboards. She had predictability every month after she worked with us.
Right. And the dashboard part needs to be a little bit softer, because with technology, that's what everyone has their fear, which is they're not techie, right? So what the thing is focus on benefits and not features. So anything that sounds or looks like a feature in whatever you write, you just underline it, and then you focus on, okay, if they have this feature, what is the benefit that they will get, and use that.
So instead of having a dashboard, they get to see their results. Like they're able to see their
They actually get to measure what is actually working for them. They get to see a process that actually works. Yeah. Right? Like that's what that's the only thing they get to see their ROI, right? At working. Yeah. And nobody's gonna argue with the numbers if it works, because it just does. So yeah. And then again, start with that. Pull out the phone, go to your notes, or go to Google Sheets and just start talking it out.
Really?
It'll make it into words, because you're just thinking, you mind dump it, and then you go back and you just kind of turn it down. Because you start writing and texting, now you're like going back to change spelling, and your brain's not flowing,
So you're saying talk about the problem first. So it would be like not being able to figure out how to, increase ROI with digital advertising or marketing.
No, the problem would be is that their business isn't profitable. They're barely operating their business because they don't have a proper flow of clients every month.
Like they're not increasing their amount of new pet owners a month.
Yeah, or not even increasing it. They're barely, just kind of making payroll, right? Mm-hmm. And what they want is consistent flow of people coming in the door. Right? Yeah. Okay. That's the desire.
Mm-hmm. So right? You offer in the middle.
So you would say the problem is. Okay. Karen is a veterinary owner, and she was barely making payroll. She was, whatever the issues are. This is why you need to record your phone calls as well when you do sales calls.
Yeah, I'm pulling out the recorder right now.
Right, because that's where everything is. So you pull up those calls, right, and you listen to the beginning of them. And if you haven't used the script for the rest of the calls that you're doing, you need to use the script, because it makes you ask the questions, because it's not just using the script, there's gold in there because you can go back in the archives and they have told you exactly what their issues are. And then whichever one is the pattern is the one you use the most.
Yeah, I mean, mainly it's not enough revenue coming in. It's that,
Right.
or they just don't, like, they've had a bad experience
Right.
and trust there with an agency because there's so many phonies out there.
Right. And
like,
so
if twice, why the fuck would I go with you? You know, they're like, well,
right.
Like, I don't even know you.
Right. And so if they have a problem with revenue, that's the byproduct of them not having enough people in the door. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So if they, I guess the symptom is that, I guess let me use a better reference. So the problem, the cause of what their problem is that they don't have enough qualified people in the door. If they had more qualified people in the door, then they wouldn't have a revenue problem. So everybody has a people problem. It's just business, right? We need more people. We need more qualified people. We're always looking to try to exchange value with more people. So if they're having a revenue problem, then it means that they're having something else. They have a bottleneck in their business, which is client attraction, right? So, you state the problem in the third person, kind of telling a story, and then you state what her desire is.
Right? So owner Ain Corden for 3 years now has been having a hard time bringing in consistent flow of new pet owners every month, and because of that, she's taking payroll loans out. She's losing sleep at night. She's going to work, frantic. Always working out the books.
Yeah, burnout, worrying about if she's gonna have to close her doors, right?
And that's all in the problem. That's all the first part.
Yes, and then transition to, but what she truly wants is, all she ever wanted was what the outcome is, what they all want, right? Is freedom, flexibility, consistency, right? Growth with revenue, right?
Yeah. So would that be the middle part, or would that be the end?
Yeah, that's all in the beginning. So you state the problem, and then the desire, right? So current situation, desire situation, and then then you agitate it right there. She tried this, that, and the third, right? Everything in threes. Just keep it simple. She tried 1, 2, and 3, and the results that she got from those were, wasted thousands of dollars on marketing and whatever else you could think of, like just one sentence on why it didn't work, right? Because now you see what's happening, right? As a vet owner is reading that, she's like, dang, that sounds like me. That sounds like me. I'm still in the middle of reading this because this sounds exactly like me. Like, is this dude spying on me or something? Right?
Yeah.
Is this guy listening to my phone calls? And so now we're at the agitate piece, and then solution. Well, just a couple months ago, I started working with Karen, right? And there's been a huge change, right? She went from this to that. She went from that to this, right? And she went from this to that, the 3 things. And all within this. And she didn't change anything but one decision, which was to get her help. So if this sounds like you, if you're a vet owner and you'd like a little more information about that, click the link below and, book a call.
And then straight lead form, name, phone, email. Right?
Yep.
Now, for targeting, would you do all the vet interests and then, because they don't have like a veterinary owner targeting, so would you do all the vet interests and then filter it down to business owners?
No, it's too targeted. So Facebook likes variation and it likes initial conditions. So let me show you what I mean by that. So the only thing you would do is you just need one interest, either pets, right? Or veterinary in, right? That's it.
What if I'm hitting like the front managers though?
Well, that's the thing, is because you're thinking 5% of what we do is the initial conditions, and Facebook will do the rest. We don't have to, it's that simple.
We'll just do one interest.
Yeah, it's legit. Let me show you. So it's really that simple. So the challenge with when you when you try to get to targeted, apologize for the circle, but that's it. So let's say this was 100. Let's say this was 100,000 people.
Sure.
All right. And this is what you want to target. And you had like interest, right? And you got it niched down to, let's say 10,000.
Okay.
Right? I guess I should have wrote that over here.
No, you're good.
So you niched it down, and you got it down to 10,000 people. You got it down to vet owners. You got it down to Hendersonville. You got it down to like all of these detailed targets, right? Like specific. Well, the thing about Facebook is when they go into run your ads, the first thing they do in the initial conditions is they cut out a small piece of your audience, your total audience, right? And they show it to them, which may be, 1 to 10% of that audience. So if your ad is only getting shown to 10%, 10% of that's what, 100 or 1,000 people, right? It's not a lot, right?
Okay.
So that means that your results are going to be minimal, all right? And then what it does is if that works, then it's a thing called tranches and trenches where what they'll really start doing is they'll show it to 10% of those people. So it really will start with 100. And that means that your initial results come from here. And then all it does is just keep, exponentially kind of growing it, right? So anybody who clicks on it here, then it'll show it more to them here. And then it'll work its way back up to this, right? Yeah. So it's like if one person clicks on it, then all they're going to do is show it to more people like the people who clicked on it, and then it's going to show it to this. So this is called trenches. I think it's tranches and traffic, right? And so if you have your things scale down here, then this is going to break and your ad's going to fatigue within 2 to 3 days. And this is why people have to refresh the creative every 3 to 4 days.
So you're saying to veterinary interests because
it needs to be 500K of an audience or bigger, preferably 1 million, right? At least.
Okay.
Right.
I didn't think that. Okay.
Yeah, and that's important. And the reason why it's important is because you see how there's more people in here. Because think about it, if you was running this for just $10 a day, and it was kind of doing it like this, if you scale this to $100 a day, it's gonna really run out of people to do, and then it's gonna show your ad to the same audience twice, and then the frequency is gonna go up, which is gonna make your cost per lead go up, which is gonna make your CPA go up, and then it's just gonna burn out really quickly.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
No, I'll just do veterinary interest.
Yeah, and that's why this is the most important piece, which is when you have this, your copy, then it's gonna cut right through to those people.
Okay.
It's gonna hit the perfect people, right? Because if you got the right copy, it's gonna get seen by the right people. Okay. And it's just a synchronicity. So if you have a car, like if you were looking at cars online, right, and then you actually like bought, like when I bought my Nissan, about 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
I'd never seen that car before, right? But then I start seeing it all over the place. If your copy is perfect and you are spot on, then any vet owner that's having this exact same issue, they're going to see it.
And then it's just literally one ad, no funnel, just a straight lead ad.
Yes, we keep it simple because we want to test to make sure that our copy is legit. And the way that we could do that very quickly for a low amount of money, the minimum effort.
Can you close deals with it too? You can close deals with it?
Yeah, you call them. Yeah, they're leads.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when you say this click learn more
or book now, whichever one.
Okay. I'll probably do learn more because it's soft. But click learn more to, see how we did it or see how you can do it. And then what's the headline? Just fill out the form and we'll get in touch with you or.
Yeah. And so I would use book now for the leads because it needs to set the expectations because you don't want them to
why are you calling
kind of be caught off guard like book a call. Like what? They know if it says book now, then it's something to go book a call. You just say, in the lead ad, just keep it very simple.
Okay.
What does one of mine say? It just says, book 15-minute strategy session with Andrew, and then you give, it'll be full name, email address, and phone number, and then the thank you is just thanks. Someone from Andrew's team will be reaching out to you shortly to confirm your information.
Just call him.
Yeah, and then you get it. It zaps to your phone, and you call them. Hey, this is Andrew. Looks like you filled out a form. We're kind of interested to learn a little bit more. When's a good time for you next week? Looks like I have Tuesday and Thursday available at 1 and 2, 11 and 2. Which one of those works best for you?
Yeah.
Book them. Then now you got a 15-minute chat.
That's simple, huh? Shit.
Super simple.
I'm really surprised with like the audience targeting, but I'll try it. And then for pictures, I would do the one of me with their team. And then should I just do like other ones of like struggling vet owners or like just vet owners like in practice?
What was the question?
So for the creative, right? I'll do the one picture of me with the team. And then do I just do some stock photos of vet owners like in the practice, like working?
No, let's just test the one that you got, because we need to, because when we go to do other things, we can test other photos. But I think that that photo's,
That's a good photo, I think.
Yeah, I think that photo is exactly what you need. So
Good deal.
Let's see here. I think
I need to get those 5,000 likes. I need to make the page real quick and then run that puppy ad.
Yeah, it'll take you probably
2 hours.
Well, yeah, I mean, we did his really quickly, and so yeah, I know that the targeting blows people away.
I trust you, man. No, I'm sure it works.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
Okay. Good deal.
Did you have any other questions about that?
No. So if I write like 2 things to copy in like Google Docs and share with you, would you put your eyes on it and be like, hey?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Because that's what I did. I have a template that I'll share with you.
Okay.
And
I'll plug at it today and then just shit up. I need at least like 2 or 3 deals next month, I think. I'm hoping.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So let's get into that. Do you have any other questions about the Facebook stuff?
No, you killed it. Yeah, copy makes sense. Creative makes sense. Run it from a personal, like not a personal page, but like a page representing yourself, not the agency.
I mean, you could. I mean, it doesn't I think you're thinking too much into that. If you already have a page, what's the name of your fan page?
Just my agency page, just the Running Digital.
Right, but is it a business page or a fan page?
I think it's a business page.
Right, so you need a fan page in order to optimize the run leads on Facebook. So all you do is just go.
I can read that on the page right now.
Right, but if you want them to be optimized to get the optimal amount of things, you need to have a fan page.
Okay.
Because the thing is when you post things on your fan page, if people like it, it shows up in their feed.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right? It's kind of a remarketing thing. But it just helps the algorithm when you have a fan page. Like you go and look at anybody's successful. Tony Robbins, Grant Cardone, they have fan page, right? Russell Brunson, right?
Yeah.
They have that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can knock that out. You can even just copy over everything that you got from the business page and put it on there. It's no big deal.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. Cool, man. No, that makes sense. I got all these action stuff to do. So.
Right. What other questions did you have?
No, that's it, dude. I mean, if you could send that copy template, that'd be really helpful.
Yeah.
I'll make everything else.
Yeah.
And then I'll just send you the screenshots of the mock ad.
Yeah.
When it's good, then I'll just launch it. Like
right.
Get it going. So.
And so with that being said, kind of where do you want to, where's the growth that you want to take your business to?
Oh, dude, at least 2 to 3 deals a month for at least $1,500 per month management.
Right. And so where would that put you then?
Oh, total? Man, I want to be like over 25 by the end of the summer. Over 25 a month by the end of the summer. So like by September, I don't know if it'll happen, but by September, if I'm making 20 to 25 a month in just take home, it'll be perfect.
Right. So where are you at right now?
Like 13, 14.
Right. Well,
around there. I mean, I have this 8K client pending those hospitals. So. Yeah.
Well, what's the baseline of the amount that you charge per month?
So it varies for what the client wants. Let's say I get a vet on board and all they want is like PPC and social ads. We'll do it for like $750 to $1,000 a month. a lot of vets won't pay higher than that. They'll be like, that's a lot of money, because then they have to top on their ad spend too. So you can't bang them home, especially like in the beginning, because if they don't, I want your opinion too. Should I do like 3 months? Be like, hey, we're gonna do a 3-month contract. I'll give you a low management fee for $750 a month. Make them feel like they're getting the deal, and then say after the 3 months, when we've shown you, how we can help you scale your business up, then we'll talk our 12-month package. Would that make sense?
So, I mean, that sounds like a good idea, but what I think what would really make sense is the power of the results that you get. So you can exchange that for value, right? So you don't know for sure if they'll pay $1,000 or $2,000, but if you had a consistent package that got consistent results, then you can kind of leverage that. Because the thing is once you start getting a consistent lead flow where you kind of focus on one niche, you got one set of results, you got more testimonials, then you want to be charging no less than $1,500 to $3,000 per month for your thing. And the reason why is because if it's who you attract, right? It is a mirror of how much value that you think you can offer. And if you're not a beginner, you should be charging at least, 15 to $2,000, which just lets them know that you're serious, because you want serious people to work with you, right? You want people that are looking, thinking like they have something, right? They spend a ton of time going to school. They got to take on some debt. They invested in a building. They got staff. They need to grow. Without people, they can't do that. If you can share with them powerful results that they can do that, $2,000 to make, 20,000, right? You share with them the lifetime value of one customer.
Yeah.
Right? Multiply that times the minimum that you probably could get them is 3, which shouldn't be that difficult, because you just need to get, it was 10, 3, 1, right? You get 30 people a month in the door, something like that, or just like any small numbers, right? Like if they have an issue with their dog, they're not gonna not become a person there. So it's really simple. But if you want to scale, the first thing to do is to just to get some great results, have a testimonial, and then get your price to $2,000 as fast as possible.
How many great results for, like, how many clients do you need?
You just need one great testimonial.
We got one. Yeah.
Well, but if you do, but then you need to have like a really phenomenal testimonial though.
Okay. Did you see the one I have or no?
And I think that it was good, but it was like, you needed some more out of her. Like the next time you do one, just hop on a Zoom call with her and just ask her 4 questions. How, tell me a little bit about your business, right? Where you were before we started working together, how it's been, since we've been working together. And, if somebody was on the fence, what would you say to them about using some service like that?
Right.
Strategic. Then what that will do is that will extract everything that you need, where you're talking, 10% and they're talking 90. So when you talk to a vet, when a vet owner sees that, that's somebody that they respect as a colleague because they're in the same profession. Yeah. And so that gives you validation for what you would be charging, which also gives you conviction every time you show that. It reinforces why you should be charging that much, because we will forget the results we got. And then it'll remove that kind of mindset that they won't be able to pay for it. Because if it's worth it, they'll find the money.
Yeah. Yeah, if you have the ROI for that.
Right. And so with that, if you kind of really just niche down and then get you one offer, like get you one
package, right?
Yeah, just one offer.
Like, minimum 15 new pet owners a month, $2,000 total.
Right. Simple and give, and then your service too, because you need to have a minimal viable service, which is a lot of agency owners think that you need to have all of these things and add this and add that, right? So you think about, it's a great example that Sam uses is the bag, the brown paper bag full of vegetables, right? So, we think of this brown paper bag as all of our services. We can do PPC ads, we can do Facebook, we can do YouTube, we can do Google ads, right? We can do all these things to get you these things, right? And I think a head of lettuce, he said, was, let's say if it was 99 cents. Or you can get the bag of pre-made lettuce mix that's already made, that's $2.49.
Yeah.
It's less lettuce in there. There's less effort for them to do, you know, and you package your service like that, which is what, you know, 2.5 times more in cost, 2.5 times more value, because all they do is cut, pour, and eat.
Yeah, that's a really good analogy.
No rinsing, no cutting. We're not adding all these things in there. It's a minimal viable service with a minimal viable offer. And
you do social and PPC. Yeah.
And you just use the one that works the most. You look at your business and you 80-20 it. What could get the vet owners the most results the fastest, right? Pill form. You want to give people solutions in the pill form.
Okay, and it all starts with just getting on the phone with people, right?
Yeah, the more you get on the phone with them, the more you kind of understand how they think, the more confidence you have, the more you speak their language, the more you kind of feel like them, where you start to kind of listen to the conversations and you kind of can understand where your value kind of lies, if they're a good fit or not. And then you just kind of exchange that value, you know, and you kind of know where to take the call, because everybody's not qualified for you to present an offer to.
So you think we get this lead ad running nice, right? What do you think an average cost per like close would be? Anywhere from like, what's the best case scenario
for the lead ad?
Yeah, so let's say I spend $1,000 in lead ads, right? In like, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. You think I close any deals from that? Probably.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, you could probably not even have to spend that much to close a deal. The thing is if you do the work with the copy, you're going to close deals. It's guaranteed. There's no ifs, right? So
it's a lot of. So the only issue is like, these are like big packages, man. Like a lot of people are like, oh shit, maybe I don't want to spend $2,000 a month. I haven't worked with you. So do I offer like the 90-day? Like, okay, you know what? Cool. We can do 90 days for $2,000 a month. And then just to show you some value. Or do we just go, hey, we already have this shit down. Like, look at the results. Do you want it or not? If you don't want it, see ya.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to do the latter, because that's not the way you would want somebody to do business with you. You just do 90 days, and then you revisit it in 90 days.
So you would do that. You would do that.
Yeah, that's reasonable. That's the way I was doing everything. 90 days. It gives you enough time to get it up and running. Gives you time to 60 days to maximize it, and then you have statistical data after day 90 to make a decision, and then you sit down with them, right, and you show them the data of like, here's what it looked like, here's where it is, ask them to show you. They can look at their numbers, and if there's ROI in there, okay, great. Let's kind of make this into a long-term kind of partnership. Is that okay with you?
Okay, so start with 90 days.
Yeah. And then I do have a couple other things for you that I want you to kind of check out. So one is getting a little more structured and kind of so you can see where the bottlenecks are in your business. And and the first thing is simplicity. And I use these 3 things pretty much. I don't know if you saw this, the 5-minute journal.
I saw you post about it.
Yeah. So what this does is it just kind of gives you a little mental focus to kind of set for the day and set intentions. But it's just, so you can focus on the day after you get done running and then get your stuff. And it's like, all right, sit down at the desk. It's like, what am I grateful for? What would make today great, right? And then daily affirmation of what you want to achieve, right? Yeah. So you set the intentions for your day. And what that does is that sets in motion. We're kind of achievers as human beings. And this will allow you to make sure that before you're done, you kind of do that. And then a good book for digital marketers is the E-Myth Revised.
Yeah.
And this is pivotal because Michael Gerber, wrote this book, and it just talks about the 3-4 stages of any kind of owner. It's like the person who does all the work, right? Then it's like the manager. It's the contractor. And then it's like the manager, And then it's like there's one more thing, and it's like the agency owner. Then it's like the promoter, and then it's the operator. And I mean, it's a very short book, but this is all about, kind of systemizing everything in your business that you need. Cool. And then the last one is probably essentialism. Okay. And this one is just about simplifying things, right? So I think my favorite thing about this book is the one this here, right? And so this is what we talk about all the time is if you want to do this, we want to do that.
Yeah, say energy.
Yes.
Energy, and what's the one to the right say? It's kind of blurry.
They're both energy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so it just says that you have this finite amount of energy if you're doing like all these things 10 different directions, right? But if you just focus that energy into one, this is this. So you got one niche, you got one service delivery, and you got one impact of phenomenal results, right?
Wow. Yeah.
This is how you can double. you can double in no time.
Yeah.
And so those are two things that to kind of check out. That I think will really help you kind of get on your way.
What's the program you use for your tasks every day?
So I'm switching over to Asana, but I was using Trello.
Okay.
Trello board. And Trello board is phenomenal because you just put them in there.
Yeah. And
it's free.
Yeah, it's easy.
And it just keeps you organized. Have you used that? Have you seen that before?
Yeah, you showed it to me before.
Yeah.
Cool. Just checking it. No, it makes sense, man. And it's really not that much of a setup. That's the thing.
No.
Like, it takes like 20, 30 minutes. What are you doing the rest of the weekend?
I'm going to get my website photos done here in just a minute.
What are you doing? Where are you doing them?
I got a beautiful venue that I'm going to with a good friend. So we're going to go and knock that out. And then I'm just going to relax and kind of unwind a little bit. This week was kind of bumpy. So get ready for Monday.
People, man, you can't please everybody, unfortunately.
Yeah. But it's all good. There are so many people out there that are looking for our help. And that's what we got to focus on. The people that really want our help, we got to partner with those people. So, yeah, man. That's all I have for today. Did you have any other questions about anything?
That's it, man. When do you ever want to run YouTube ads or anything? What are you thinking?
I am. Once I get, I got a couple other things in there that I'm trying to focus on, which is getting this branding thing going and having a young lady that is phenomenal help me out with that setup. And then once I get that done, then it's the next step to do that, because that one ad that I run fills up my calendar to where I have to turn it off.
Is it financial? Is it just?
Yeah, it's the same exact formula that I'm giving you. How a struggling agent went from
it's too busy,
not getting any clients to having way too many. And I talk about being in the business and having cold calling, networking, and really struggling with that. And then I knew there had to be a better way. And that's when I figured it out, got some results, set 93 meetings in 1 month, and that's when I decided to become a consultant, because I wanted more life insurance agents and financial advisors to have more consistency in their business 2 years ago, right? And now COVID-19, they're like, oh yeah, I definitely need to get online now. Yeah. And then that's when everything changed, right?
Yeah.
Consistency, work from home,
Yeah, everything's changed. How would this sound? How a vet owner went from not having enough consistent pet owners to hiring 2 more doctors on their team.
Right.
That's a good line, and then you go into the story.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cake. Okay.
Right. And like I said, just get it down, right? And then, once you get it down, then we can kind of work through it. And I can get you this template so that you can kind of model it.
Okay. It's going to work, man.
Yeah. Feel good about that?
Dude, we should if this becomes a thing where it scales like a lot, we should figure out, I don't know. We got to figure out some way.
Oh, it's going to happen. I already knew that when I first met you.
Yeah, I hope so, man. I'm like, It's funny. Some weeks I get really eager for new business, and then other times I'm like, nah, I'm good. But now I'm like, fuck, like I need to make some more money.
Yeah. Well, which one do you care more about? Do you like the service delivery and the techie stuff? Do you enjoy doing that, or do you like being on the phone?
Both. It's weird. I'd rather be on the phone and closing deals, and then outsourcing the management.
Well, that's what yeah. And that's what you need to be doing then, because your bottleneck in your business is you.
Yeah.
You're kind of, yeah. If you're handling all these things, then you're an employee in your own business. So you need to delegate. And the challenge that everybody has new coming in is that they think that they're the best one that can do it, and like nobody can kind of do it the most.
I've learned you can't, but
yeah.
I'm waiting for this hospital account to close. Once it does, I'm paying you right away for that VA. I'm gonna need it, so it's gonna be so much work. I'm not doing it. So.
Yeah, you're gonna wish you had done that a year ago.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, I bet. So how long will it take to onboard? 2 weeks, you said?
Yeah, I mean, they just got to learn what you needed to learn. So
you ever hear of Ravi? You ever see his stuff? That guy Ravi Abuvala. He does stuff with a bunch of VAs. I gotta send you his stuff. You may get some good inspo from him. He helps people like get VAs and then scale their business.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's essential. It is delegating things that are not making you $1,000 or more.
Yeah.
Anything that's not doing that, right? It's like in I think it's in VIT module 2. You know, the 100 units of time, right? Mm-hmm. Like literally. In my first year, I tracked everything for a week of what I did. I plugged it into that sheet.
Yeah.
It said that it was 72,000 and something, and it was spot on to the grand. Like it was maybe off like $2,000. It was insane, because then I started looking at the columns of where all of my time is going. Mm-hmm. Answering phone calls from clients and doing this and that, where you hire contractors and then you slowly kind of ease them into this. And then you say, oh, this person is the expert on your account. And then they talk to them, right?
Yeah.
And that solves that issue. Now, if there's a huge issue, then they can bring you in, but it's usually just technical questions about something or something they don't understand. Something that, you hire somebody, you teach them, you do a Loom video for them, and then this is how they do it, and you're done, right?
Oh, I could do that with the VA for these hospitals. It's so simple. It's all like a Excel sheet every month, like plug in keywords, text ads. It's cake. So it's really easy.
Yeah.
Like an hour training video, if that. So it's probably less.
And it's evergreen. Next one you bring on, or you need to replace somebody, here's the video of how to do it.
Okay.
System.
Okay. Cool, man. You need anything else from me, or do you think you're good?
No, yeah, we'll talk in a couple days. I need to kind of recharge and really get back. Usually on Sunday, I'm thinking about business and really ready to go. Got a bunch of ideas. I spend kind of Saturdays kind of regrouping, kind of focusing on getting away from the business just for a little bit, and then getting back after it. So I'll text you if I need anything.
If you're jogging tomorrow, let me know. I think you need it really easy. So
okay.
Just give me a shout.
All right. Yeah, all right, man. Well, thanks for hopping on. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you, man. Thanks, my man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye.